Emmanuel Macron, leader of France, has just been forced to appoint his fifth prime minister during his second term in office after the last poor schmuck was no confidence voted into oblivion over disagreements with the budget. His grand idea was to eliminate two public holidays, and as you can imagine, the idea went down swimmingly in the French parliament, since French people, as is well known, hate public holidays. So off to the dustbin he went, and Macron has, for the fifth time, been forced to choose again. Now, a reasonable man might be like, this is the fifth time, let's try something else. But no, not Emmanuel Macron. No, a man of his stature and intellect can only just keep trying to force his right-wing economics over and over again until finally someone votes him out of the Élysée Palace. For anyone who was hoping that Macron was going to select someone from the center-left to be his prime minister this time, since they got the most votes in the last parliamentary election and all, sadly, you have not been paying attention. He will never do that. Why? Because the first thing that prime minister will do is attempt to decrease the retirement age and reintroduce a wealth tax. Both of them, two of the biggest of Macron's political legacies, and his ego will just not accept that. He does not dare see what he considers to be his two biggest achievements crumble to dust. And so we have a new centrist guy appointed, but this time he called the leader of the socialists beforehand to let him know he was being snubbed again. Baby steps. The French people's response? Moral of the story, arrogance is never a good trade. It can even take out a republic. Next, Israel, fresh off bombing Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, and Iran, has now decided that there's gotta be someone else out there we can bomb, and so they bombed Qatar in an attempt to eliminate Hamas's exiled political branch, presumably so that Bibi is left with no one to negotiate a peace with. As you can imagine, the Qataris were not pleased with Israel dropping bombs on their capital.
إن الهجوم الإسرائيلي اللي تم اليوم على أرض قطر ويعني لا نستطيع أن نسميه إلا بإرهاب دولة يمارسه شخص مثل نتنياهو في سياق.
And considering that Qatar is somewhat of a US ally and is also host to the United States' largest military base in the Middle East, questions immediately started being directed at the United States regarding their level of involvement in this bombing campaign.
Sure. Well, I have a statement to read for all of you with respect to the Israeli strike in Doha, and here it is. This morning, the Trump administration was notified by the United States military that as Israel was attacking Hamas, which very unfortunately was located in a section of Doha, the capital of Qatar. Unilaterally bombing inside Qatar, a sovereign nation and close ally of the United States that is working very hard and bravely taking risks with us to broker peace, does not advance Israel or America's goals. However, eliminating Hamas, who have profited off the misery of those living in Gaza, is a worthy goal.
Look, the United States condemns this unilateral attack on a sovereign country, and the United States applauds this unilateral attack on a sovereign country because Hamas and shit. It's very simple. They condemn it and they applaud it. Great to see the exquisite deal maker and aspiring Nobel Peace Prize laureate act and speak so decisively about this. kind of reminds me of another guy. And speaking of the dying guy, which one of them am I talking about? Talking about Trump now, talking about Trump. So what has the allegedly dying man baby been doing while all this is happening?
Free DC! Free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time! Free DC! Free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time! Free DC! Free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time!
Oh, bless him. He dined at a restaurant in DC and got called the Hitler of our times. Meanwhile, pictures are just out of him buying women from Epstein. There's no way he's not getting that Nobel Peace Prize.